board. It's really sweet. Alright, Jund Warriors, Jund Whirler, basically whatever you want to call it. Essentially what this deck is looking to do, it's a Warriors deck because Unclaimed Territory allows us to play Goblin Chainwhirler. So even though we have 2 Overgrown Tombs in our mana base, we still have 21 red sources, which casts Goblin Chainwhirler pretty consistently. And then Unclaimed Territory lets us have a bottom end of our curve with a variety of different warriors of different colors before we get to Goblin Chainwhirler. And then at our top end, we have a couple of double red cards here, but we still have enough red sources overall. Like we have 17 red, so we'll still cast these pretty consistently. Let's go ahead and dive on into some matches here and see how this feels. Oh, you know what? I'm going to restart the client here really quick because they're going to hit the audio bug soon. These people are great. Buy their stuff. Let's do this now before we get into some matches. These people also great. Buy their stuff. All right, back to our regularly scheduled Magic Arena. Let's warrior some people. I would love to play first. Perfect. Look at that. It's a Jund Aristocrats opener. Or Black Red Aristocrats opener. You to go this into this. Sign me up. We're going to take some damages from our mana base here, but it's the life we lead. Our 3-color aggro deck. Oh no. Alright, so the pause there implies they have a shock, so I'm going to attack with this, and I'm not going to play Dreadhorde Butcher, and then I'm going to play this Thorn Lieutenant. Overgrown Tomb, Chainwhirler, they're besties. Name a more iconic duo, I'll wait. If I did not have another 2-drop, I would have played Butcher there, yes. So now the question is, do I want to shock to pick Gutterbones back up? I think I do, because next turn I can play Goblin Chainwhirler plus Gutterbones. I think I'm ahead enough for this to be the right play. Yeah, right? Like we're at 11 and we did 6 to ourselves this game. Casually playing Death Shadow in Standard, right? Sounds like Jen's got on Death Eater. You play this card, opponent. You know the text box on this card. Come on now. You know what this one does. Electrostatic field. Interesting. I don't think that changes how I sideboard, but it's good to know about, I guess. Lava Coil is excellent here. I think this is a matchup where I want to cut Gutterbones. Just because, like, it dies to their Chainwhirlers by happenstance and it doesn't block the turn we play it. I don't think status is good enough. I think the rest of this is fine. I think the rest of this is fine. Thanks for the biddies, T-Dub. Hope you're having a good one. We poured in the Immortal Sun to show dominance. Let's go with no. The real Dr. Destroyer. Thank you for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Alright, please don't Chainwhirler me. Yeah, we played the updated Aristocrats list last night. Unless you're talking about, or yesterday, unless you're talking about the one with Rick's Matty Reveler. And we did not play with Rick's Matties yesterday. Don't mind me, just dealing more damage to myself. I'll be over here dealing damage to myself. We're dead in 2. Take 4, go to 6. Do I take 4? I think we can choke them on mana here. This might be wrong. Okay. We might just be dead here regardless. They have 2 deal 3s. They have like a skewer. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah. Yep. I always forget Pelt Collector triggers when something dies too. That card's so good with Phoenix. That card is so good with Phoenix. On to the next one. Onward, upwards, backwards, forward. Howdy, Kodomo. Afternoon. Yeah, I remember the trample part. Alright, let's do it. Pretty sure I want to just try and draw land. Jund in this theater, this is the content I cover. This is actually our second Jund deck of the day. So we played some Jund Skarrgan before this one. Be up on YouTube this evening as always. Rude. Land, please. Perfect. My brief stop in for a live video for Reset, mostly watching YouTube, and I love your stuff. Well, I appreciate the 9 months of support, CO Twitch. Thanks for keeping me around. Little bit of top end there. They have a Crackling Drake, we could be in a little bit of trouble, because Lightning Strike doesn't kill that. Sure. They have an expansion. Opponent appears to be choked on red mana currently. They look like the Drake's deck, huh? How'd spreadsheets go this morning? We went 3-1 with blue-red Kiki. Highland Lake. Nice temple. Yep. Wow. Alright, deal. They obviously could have waited and spell pierce the shock. That was going to kill it. Maybe they were just like not paying attention. They must have been not paying attention, right? We have a Crackling Drake here as well. Whoa, we are super dead, huh? Mean deck Niv Mizzet. Been a hot second since we've seen his ugly face. Well, if you don't have Narset out, I assume Niv Mizzet still reads on tap, win the game. So, cards like 3-mana Domri are hard to cast. Again, I'd encourage you to familiarize yourself with the Mana Math article from Frank Karsten, kind of like the go-to guide for, like, can you cast your spells? If you're not familiar with doing hypergeometric distribution calculations. Because this deck is trying to lean on Unclaimed Territory to cast its non-red spells, we only have 10 green sources in the deck for casting spells that are not warriors that are green. My opponent was going to get to deal 3 damage to my Pelt Collector off the Charticores. So even if they drew 3 straight bricks in a row there, my Pelt Collector was dying, which means I didn't have lethal. Yeah, this avatar is really sweet, Bob. It's easily my favorite they've put out so far. Flesh-eating gnome coming in with the 8 months of support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. If we had a land next turn, we'll probably just Spellbreaker with haste. Play a 2-4. We're going to be incredibly sad. Oh, you know what? I didn't bring in my Lava Coils, did I? I think I forgot to bring in my Lava Coils. It's a little embarrassing. I'm like thinking back to like what I clicked through when we were sideboarding, and I'm pretty sure I didn't. I'm actually gonna name Phoenix with this, because this one's on Warrior. Alright, so we're going to throw away Gruul Spellbreaker here to put them to 1. Chill Shades Racer, thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate you shipping your Beza bucks back this way and keeping me around. What decisions has my opponent made that you think were wrong? Seems like they've played okay from this side of the board. Oh, that's true. If we draw Goblin Chainwhirler, we can't cast it at the moment, and they are at 1. That being said, like, my board's pretty wide here, and if they want to kill Thorn Lieutenant, I get a 1/1, so I think we're probably going to be okay. They need, like, land, even land Fiery Cannonade doesn't do it, right? Because I got 2 X3s. I totally messed up and forgot to bring in Lava Coil. Glad we didn't get punished for that. This probably isn't good enough. It's probably worse than Lava Coil. Phoenix is a creature type. Yeah, I agree. The only obvious mistake was the Spell Pierce in the first game. Yeah, right. London mulligans falling down, falling down, falling down. London mulligans falling down now, please, Watsy. These are the types of hands you'll never keep with the London mulligan. With the potential non-games. Right, we hit it. We hit it. It's not a non-game. We're doing it. They have a shock, brutal. Maybe I'm supposed to play Thorn Lieutenant here. Thorn Lieutenant's better in case like I hit them and they have Lava Coil next turn too. Although getting this scaling up is important. Yeah, there's one other tube in my deck, and other than that, we're in pretty good business here. Hey, Marty. Alright, they have Dive Down This Lives. They do not. I'll play this out as a 4/4. This encourages them to Lava Coil this, which I'd rather this get Lava Coiled than my Phoenix. The control or aggro against mono red. Depends on how your draw lines up. You're not wrong, Zach. Everything that can go wrong will, right? I'm not sure I understand your question. Yeah, all the removal definitely comes in. If you join the subs Discord and click the article previews channel, there is a primer, a rough draft of a primer there that'll get published at some point. That includes a sideboard guide for the list on my website. It's a good draw. Cleans out their next Drake. I have the most fun playing it. Of all the decks that I've been playing this season, it's the one that feel both the Venn diagram overlap of felt competitive and enjoys playing had the most overlap compared to everything else I've worked on. They have a Lava Coil here. We're probably dead. I mean, the Phoenix is basically a fire owl, right? Okay. Oh, they meant to do that in the other order, right? If they would have shocked it first, they would have cleared out the 1/1. It's fine, they're gonna play a land and a div mizzet, and we're just gonna curl up and die. And that's one of the big draws. Like the two things I was between for the deck that I was played in that event and like wanted to work on more this season was like the green-red monster style decks or the black-red deck, and this is kind of a mashup of the two. But the important thing that this deck is missing, that the black-red aristocrats deck gets to do very consistently, is this deck doesn't have a way to draw cards. So like as you move into the mid game after you failed to kill them to start, you like lose staying power as people have more powerful cards than you. I don't remember exactly what cards are in that deck, but you definitely board in all lieutenants. Oh, we're gonna draw the Overgrown Tomb, right? That's what's about to happen. We're gonna draw one of the Overgrown Tombs. So that's how this works.
Deserves demise. Alright, I'll just see myself out then.
At least we can't draw another. Oh no! Oh no! Oh! Oh! It's so tilted, chat. Why? Why is it so tilted? Oh no. We tried so hard and got so far, but in the end it doesn't even matter anymore. SadTrombone.com. That's true. We actually didn't get that far that game. We tried a little bit and did not get particularly far. I think I'm gonna trim Lightning Strike and just swap it for Lava Coil on the play. We should side out that specific Rootbound Crag for its betrayal. I agree. Let's get it out of here. It's completely unacceptable. So the problem with trying to work light up the stage into a deck with like Dreadhorde Butcher is that one, hitting your Dreadhorde Butchers post-combat is kind of mediocre. Two, is that if you're trying to make your curve low enough for Dreadhorde, for light up the stage to be good, generally you just end up being bad mono red. I don't know if you've noticed, but I mentioned earlier, but Skarrgan combos well with status for subtle reconcile effect. Do you think that makes it worth it to build Skarrgans? No, probably not. That seems pretty narrow. And like Skarrgan and the so another thing to comment on as far as like sideboard building construction goes, like replacing the Immortal Sun with Skarrgan is kind of silly because like Skarrgan and the Immortal Sun are good in different matchups. So like you kind of need to like pick a lane for like where you want that to be. Actually, is Chainwhirler worth keeping in here? On the draw, I want to trim something. I want to pull up a little bit probably. This is probably pretty bad on the draw, right? Probably don't mind Lightning Strike. The status statue's probably okay. This card gets outclassed. Maybe I just want this to punch through in combat too. That might be cutting too many creatures. That's probably cutting too many creatures. That's a little unfortunate. Although I guess if they fight this here, they can't afford to attack me because then I kill their Domri. So that's kind of nice. So if they want to hit me for 5, I get to kill their Domri on the backswing. And now I get to do this, which kills their Domri anyways. And now I have 2 blockers for this, which is nice. Do I have a Jeskai Saheeli list? I don't offhand. I'd probably just start with one from the opens. If you're looking for Jeskai Saheeli list, my recommendation, Bob, would be to find one that has Karn in it. Karn is definitely my preferred route to go with that deck because it gives you extra closing power with the Karn Structs. And actually, I might be lying. There might actually be a Saheeli list on my website. It's been a hot second. There might be one on my site actually. Alright, feels like we're ahead here. If you're game and not logging off soon, I can do a cut for you, Bob. Alright, if I'm going to do a cut for Bob, I do need to run to the bathroom really quick. We're not done with Jund Warriors yet. We got at least one more with this one. We're going to finish up this league with this one, give some feedback, and then we're going to do one more here because Bobby's great. Bob coming in hot with the big sub gifties as always. Welcome to our new members of Hooglandia. Thanks for your generosity as always, Bob. All right, 2-1. Let's see if the Warriors can have a strong finish. Yep. That's a pretty easy bottom for now, right? Speech is not given without consequence. What Bob gives, he can also take away. Love it. What chair do I use? I don't actually remember. It's some random high-backed office chair that had okay reviews. It was like 600 bucks. Good office chairs are not cheap. MTG Nemesis paying the sub-gifty forward. Yeah, looks like Civic Thieves. Smells like a Frilled Mystic here too, right? I wonder if we're gonna see them. I wonder if we're gonna see them Frilled Mystic the Gutterbones here. Do I even replay the Gutterbones? I'm just gonna pass. I'm just gonna pass. Cast your Frilled Mystic. Yeah, I mean, I just, like, don't want them to have a 3-2 in play. It's, like, what it comes down to. What does Frilled Mystic smell like? I was gonna make a bad joke there, but it's probably not tasteful for the channel, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Alright. I'm not sure I like our spot. We're flooding out a little bit here, and they killed our Thorn Lieutenant, which is one of our ways to spend, or they took our Thorn Lieutenant, which is one of our ways to spend our extra mana. I guess I get to trade a 2-2 for 5 points of damage this turn. Ooh, Lightning Strike's a good pickup. Smells like Teen Spirit. Yeah, exactly. So you get it. Surprise! They had a Frilled Mystic. I think we're probably dead here. Can't really afford to get 2 for 1 like this when we just don't have a lot of spells. Looks like fading Hydroid Crisis at this point, or trying to at least. Wow, no second snake's real good for us. Wait, what? Maybe I'm supposed to deal 1 to them there because then it kills their dead to shock. Magic's a hard game. Is it crazy to just click submit here? I wonder if Fiery Cannonade's good enough. Fiery Cannonade might be good enough. Rekindling Phoenix is a little bit mediocre against their mind control stuff. Maybe this is good. It clears out like their mana creatures and stuff. Tibalt's okay for Crisis. Yeah, I could see that. Just like bring in both of these. Hey, let's do that. Let's see how that feels. Ripjaw Raptor would be terrifying. They have been boarding that card for the aggro matchup. Baby Crisis, huh? I should technically play the land out to bluff a shock. So, playing the Pelt Collector out pre-combat, because if my creatures die in combat that are bigger than him, he'll be able to, grow. Okay. Yep. We're hoping to draw a burn spell or two to drag us across the finish line. Spellbreaker's a good draw here, too. Hey, Bert. Thank you for the 9-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, we have one more combat step here. That's basically the TLDR. So hoping to hit them here and then get them within striking distance of a lightning strike. And if they Hydrate Graces me next turn, they Hydrate Graces me next turn, and we're probably just dead. Decided to not leave themselves dead to lightning strike. Probably smart.
Behold, nature's true power.
They traded off their land, though. So they have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They could Graces for 4 here and go to 6. They didn't have anything to cast. That's good for me. Definitely the Mass Manipulation and Planeswalker decks, like, they're just completely different than the Nexus decks. Like, again, like, the thing that's tedious about the Nexus decks isn't the power level, it's the fact that you have to sit there and wait to find out if you're gonna die. It's the fact that, like, they're gonna sit there for 5 to 10 minutes trying to figure out if you are actually dead, or instead of just probabilistically dead. Figuring out if they're hitting the 90% or if they're hitting the 10%. Is that a good draw? What do we think of that one?
My patience.
What do we think of that one? Pretty good. Pretty good. There might be something to this Chainwhirler card, chat. I think we might be onto something with it. I think there is a chance that this Chainwhirler card might have something to it. No one drop in this hand, but like pretty reasonable spells and our mana is functional. Not much more you can ask for. Why did no one tell me Chainwhirler is good? Listen, they're just trying to hold it out on you. Trying to conceal that information before their next tournament. I assume I'm losing this Thorn Lieutenant. My pile of lightning strikes and shocks is probably not particularly good against this. Although basic swamp, well, they are Esper. Interesting. Thought Dreadshade was the only playable one in that cycle. Oh, Dreadshade. Oh, Dreadshade. We don't talk about that one. Really? Huh? If we get like Basilica Bell Haunted next turn, we're gonna just be dead. Which is unfortunate. I'm all alone, there's no one here beside me. Grindy cards like Nether Spirit aren't modern playable. That's why they're printing them into modern, because they're not good. He's dead, Jim. You've killed him. Are you happy with yourself? Alright, they're flooding a little bit. Down to 12. Down to 8. Thunk. Yeah, I agree, Dozer. Modern Horizons looks like a collection of cards are like, well, we designed these cards for different formats, and they just didn't quite make it, so we're shoving them all in over here. These are all the leftover designs from the last 5 years, 10 years. Probably 10 years. A lot of threshold cards in there and other old mechanics. I'm like, don't get me wrong, some of them are sweet. Like a lot of the modal spells they've printed look really awesome. Oh no! Did they just top? Kaya's Guile is really sweet, I agree. Oh, that's yikes. Haste. Attack. Who's got 2 thumbs and is gonna draw his 4th lightning strike? 3rd lightning strike. This guy right here. All right, they went to 2. It means they're dead to shock as well. Got some outs. Listen, like every reasonable Magic player worth their salt, at the core of my being, I am a blue player at heart, so Archmage's Charm definitely has me all hot and bothered. Super excited to play with Archmage's Charm. Hey, Dwarf Lord, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. As much as I love you, Dreadhorde Butcher, you are unfortunately worse than my Rekindling Phoenix. It's an aggressive shock. Why do they just, like, don't have outs to Phoenix in their main deck? Maybe they don't have outs to Phoenix in their main deck. Lava Coil is probably good. As nice as Lightning Strike is for going upstairs, probably trim some of those. Gutterbones gets blocked by a lot of stuff. Do this. Seems fine. Maybe this is bad. All right, it's coming together. Tie the room together. It's just so tough to mulligan 7 foil cards, chat. So difficult. Hey, Findorsal, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. All right, so we're looking for lands. Got it. Nah, I prefer the borderless cards to the Glasswalkers. Like, this is way cooler in my opinion. And, like, the Glasswalkers are free. And, like, do I look like some kind of plebeian who plays with things that are free? Come on now. Glasswalkers don't come with a status symbol. I appreciate it, Finn, and I hope things are going all right. If you're feeling better. Oh, Tibbers. Oh, Tibbers. But still, the glowing red no, chat. The glowing red nose sustains me.
My friend is here to help you.
Just like, yo, dog, what if we didn't do that? What if instead just no? If they attack with this, I might just trade. Because I have Chainwhirler to clean up. And like then I hit them next turn with this. Especially if they attack Tibalt. Like this is gonna stonewall. This is gonna be worth a lot, right? Like this just is shot as soon as they find a removal spell. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take this trade here since I have the Chainwhirler in hand to clean up the tokens. Can I just take hits from this thief and race them? I think I can just take hits from this thief and race them, right? I think it's just like Chainwhirler attack you for 4. And like next turn I can Hellkite with haste and pump up the Pelt Collector too. I'm like sad if they find like Lava Coil here. But like outside of a piece of spot removal, I don't care a lot of what comes off my deck, I don't think. No, I don't want them to block with the 1/1s, Drew. That's a little annoying. Because it kills Tibalt, too. Alright, well, they didn't have a moment of craving to follow it up, so that's nice. I think I just, like, drag an attack for 11 next turn. They trade Chainwhirlers and go to 3. Like, I have 2 4/4s in play. I did board out a lot of my lightning strikes, though, which is worth noting. I'm gonna hold on to this land, so I have something that's not good to ditch to a Bellhaunt if they play that. Of course, Finn. They're, like, trying to figure out if it's worth it to hit me here. Hopefully this is, like, a desperation smack and they're just dead. That was 2 lands, so what'd you get? They're really looking for, like, Lava Coil here, plus a removal spell in their hand. Ooh, that's really good. Alright. I've got 2 shocks in my deck that are lethal, and a lightning strike. Rekindling Phoenix, yep. Again, holding on to the land, because I want to discard that to Bellhaunt if they hit it. Don't Lava Coil me. Don't Lava Coil me. Don't do it.
This looks like a fun new toy.
Gosh, that Tibalt was so good this game. Just did so much. Ugh, need a Lava Coil of our own. I think we're dead, huh? Yeah. A little bit too slow. Maybe letting them hit me with the Thief was wrong. I don't know. They were getting to their Liliana regardless. I think I'm happy with how I boarded. We played, this is our 5th match with this deck, and like the Overgrown Tomb Goblin Chainwhirler count is just like at 800. Just like never not Goblin Chainwhirler, Overgrown Tomb. Alright, so Whirler's gone. Would like to draw another one of any of our 3 4s or 5s are good here. Which means we're gonna draw like Pelt Collector. That's aggressive. Ooh, that's a good one. Hoping to avoid getting Bell Haunted next turn. Seraph's a little annoying too, I suppose. Oh, dragon. We should have known this was coming. It was too good of a card to have drawn and be able to cast. So we've had 5 spells and 5. Yeah! Yeah! Dragon! Woo! Dragons! Punk. Deck's great. We're great. Twitch chat's great. Alright, it's been a while since we were playing for 5 wins. We had a lot of rough ones today. Let's try and hit this last one here. Either 4-2 or 5-1. Let's hear it. Roller coaster. Jund roller coaster, right? Up, down, life's like a jump rope. Doot, 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 doot. Deal. So it's Mystic card. For more of the spark do you craft, most powerful / useful in good decks. I mean, that varies depending on what you're looking to play. A lot of a variety of really good things in this format. Yeah, it seems pretty reasonable. This is definitely a kill on sight. Fours are like pretty decent in this matchup. If they attack, I don't think I'm blocking because I don't really want to trade this for like a block plus a removal spell. Especially when I can get aggressive on the backswing with these. So if they attack, I'm just gonna take 3 and then we can like do this next turn or potentially this if we hit a land. Alright, haste creatures on defense. That definitely means we're winning, right? When you pump the brakes on all your haste creatures and turtle up, that means you're winning the game by a lot. Alright, on to the next one. Onward, upward, backward, forward. Alright, let's do it. Trim the Gutterbones so you just get cleaned up by their Chainwhirlers, bring in Lava Coil because they likely have Phoenix post board, and just having a lot of interaction tends to be good in this matchup in my experience. I mean, there's probably Frenzies hiding out over there somewhere. Although the risk factor builds are more rare these days. A lot of people have been playing Frenzy and Chandra as their pieces at top end. Alright. 7 foil cards, all 3 colors of mana, 2 lands. Nah, Cannonade's really bad in this matchup. Not only do they have some pirates, but a lot of their creatures get bigger than it. Again, like trading 3 mana to kill like a 1-drop or a Steamkin is like trading down on mana a lot of the time. I will have you know, Marty, we're currently 1-0 against mono red in this queue so far today. So if we lose here, we'll be 1-1, which means the empirical evidence indicates that we are 50% here. And I gotta work with the data here, Martin. Play a creature. Play a creature. Undeniable mathematics. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Listen, Marty, when you need a stern talking to, you will always be Martin on this channel. At least I'm a real Bob. Your name's not really Marty. The internet's lying to me. I don't understand. I thought the internet loved me. Oh, it's been so long since I've been on this side of the Goblin Chainwhirler. Oh, yeah. Yes. His Chainwhirler card, chat, might be something to this Chainwhirler card. Might be pretty good. Might be pretty good. I'll put that clip up on Pornhub. God bless. Get it? My real name is Glenn. Oh no. Oh no. When having a discussion with an older relative at a family event this past weekend, I decided to use an online resource as a reference during our discussion to show them why they were wrong about something, and they responded to me with everything on the internet is wrong and lies and propaganda, and I was just like, holy crap. Life must be wild for you. I don't know. Maybe they didn't realize I exist basically solely on the internet. You're not wrong, Bob. That was definitely the takeaway from that lesson. It's good. It's a good takeaway. Jeff confirmed elaborate. I mean, I get a lot of you to buy a lot of Magic cards, right? So it makes sense that I'm a conspiracy developed by Wizards of the Coast. It's only natural if you think about what I'm actually doing here. Oh, why is this Goblin Chainwhirler so good? Why is the Goblin Chainwhirler so good? I think I'm far enough ahead that I can shock that in here. Jeff appeals to the Magic players that want to feel rebellious and not take part in WotC's system. I mean, that's probably the truth, right? Oh gosh, the Pelt Collector gets bigger when things die too. Why are you so good? Why are you so good? Look at that! 100% win rate against mono red. 3 mana aggro deck confirmed 100% mono red win rate. Look at that. We turned 1,000 gold into 2,140 gems. 40 gems. Thoughts on what we did here? I don't know that I really have anything that I'd strictly change. I felt like we had a pretty good mix of things. We didn't get a chance to play We didn't get a chance to play against any of the Planeswalker matchups, so I didn't get a chance to, like, try Immortal Sun out of the sideboard, but, like, we have 23 lands. Like, we probably cast Immortal Sun with a reasonable amount of consistency while it's still relevant. This deck, I will say, this deck is awesome because aside from this very embarrassing basic mountain, it is 100% foil in the main deck, so that's very aesthetically pleasing to kind of bask in and absorb here. All right.